push it.
Hello everybody and welcome back to OverRealm World Tour. So we're back in here today. I've got a few extra things I'm going to show you today, and what I might end up doing is just a small little tutorial. Won't be anything big. I think I might just start a separate playlist for it. I'm going to do one for this. This is the 3x3 slime door. This is one of the easiest redstone contraptions you'll ever do. The leaves up there, the slime box can't stick to it, and same with the obsidian. So that's really all it is there's 2 repeaters, a couple torches, and that's why you have the leaves on the inside and everything as well. And it's just all set up on a delay. So you can see basically there's one piston there. It's on the first delay, so it gets powered first. It pulls it up. I believe this one here is there's another one that's underneath here. It's on the next set of delays, so it'll get pulled up next, but it's actually attached to the slime block, so it'll actually pull up the piston with it as well. And then the one that's over here, it is actually going to get attached to this slime block, and it'll pull up all 3 pistons together and all the blocks at once. So sounds complicated, but it's not. And the redstone that's underneath here is basically just redstone to connect to this, and it runs up to the top using a torch tower, and that's what's hidden behind in here. I got a half slab on the floor, it runs into the button, so it's all tied together. And I've just got to find a way to neaten it up a little bit better. Just getting lazy, basically, is all I was doing. The other thing I'd like to show you guys is another simple contraption. It's just a basic garbage disposal system. And I'm going to be putting one of these in the nether. All you do is you toss your items up on top of the glass here, hit the button, goes away, everything falls into the lava. Again, I'm lazy, so I don't want to walk into the nether and start throwing my stuff overboard. And with the amount of gas and everything there being exposed to the gas fireballs and everything, it's just too chancy just to get rid of a bunch of golden swords. Next thing I can show you guys is the 3x3 chicken cube, or whatever you want to call it. This thing is absolutely amazing. I've got way more chicken than I know what to do with. This isn't even half of it. I've got a double chest full. I might even have a double chest and a half. The other thing here is this is the potion enchanting room, which uses the comparators, updating the block, and it's all hooked up to a piston system. So you can see now you have a way to get in there. And this here is actually Etho's lab, or Etho, his design. And there's been a few. I think Tango did one years back, and his varied quite a bit. And I like this design here because it's quite simple. You got a forever system depending on what you have in there. Everything drops down into here. So I've got a whole bunch of swiftness, healing potions, instant health, strength. That's for when I went to fight the wither boss. And all it is flicking a switch. And you have droppers filled with whatever it is, and so I got tons of stuff there. Been working my butt off on getting all those. I have to change my password now. You guys know how to get into my my little base. There, see, all closed up. Alright, so what I was going to show you guys today is a couple of the other farms that I have going on here. Not so much in the sense of food that you eat, but it would be things like skeletons, spiders. I have a zombie one, but I've lost it. I have 2 actually. The first one I did, I think I told you guys earlier, I screwed it up and had a lava drop. It doesn't work in 1.8 like it used to. The other one I have is a string farm, which is this one right here. And all this one does here is drowns the spiders. So you see, all it is a glass tube. and it uses the signs and like water on the sides, and it pushes the spiders. There's a spider spawner in there, and they spawn in the room, fall into the water, get pushed into the center. It's I think it's 2 wide or 3 wide. 3 wide. Yeah, it's a 3 wide opening that pushes them all the way down into here, and this thing is filled to the brim with water. I've got signs underneath basically so everything can drop into the hoppers, and I can't remember who I took this design from. They had designed it to go for a cave spider, and it didn't actually work with the bigger spiders. They were basically just getting stuck right where that guy is. At least with this one here, you got these guys in there. I put the opening in here for the sole reason that I have a looting sword, and I can just walk in, get the XP, and kill the spiders at the same time as well. So that's the reason why I put the sign right here. Catches the water, kill them, get the spider eyes. So it does its job. I mean, it's not a huge XP farm, but it does definitely get the job. I had the hole here. I tried putting in a mine cart and having it bounce back and forth to try and make it AFK. But because I'm on a Minecraft Realms, they don't allow you to go AFK, sorry. They have the time automatically set to, I think it's like 5 or 7 minutes. And I've heard of people complaining about this for a while because they'll be in creative mode and flying 10,000 blocks to somewhere, and they end up getting booted for being AFK. And when you come back into the world, if you put yourself into creative, what it'll do is it'll put you back into survival. So if you're flying at 150 blocks in the air and you go back to survival, well, you're falling 150 blocks to the ground and you die. So people were saying, hey, I'm losing all my armor and it's not cool, but they haven't done anything about it, and unfortunately there is no way around it. I've tried doing a water stream, I tried the minecart idea, I tried changing the right click to another button, and I don't know, they've found a way to prevent it. And if anybody knows, please just send me a message and let me know, because this is one of my favorite farms. Whoops, it's stuck on my anvil. This is here an AFK skeleton farm, which is why I've got the dogs here. And every time I come in here, I always breed these guys because I want tons of dogs around. Where the hell did the other guy go? So with the new feature that they put in, I think it was back in 1.6 or 1.7, the dogs now attack skeletons, and they do it on their own power. So they've added that into the process of what goes on with their I think it's their UI or whatever. So it's just something that they actually do. And all you have to do to get the experience is sit here and do nothing. I got some extra puppies now. Sit down. You stay there. Yeah, I got 2 dogs on the loose. So all you do basically is you stand here. And the spawner is actually up here. And I'm using a mob evader. Basically comes across here. And they fall 22 blocks, I think it is. 22 or 21 blocks. I think it's 22. Some of them do die because they're not wearing armor, but I was more concerned about the guys with the armor. And there tended to be a lot more people spawning, or skeletons spawning with armor on than not. So I'd end up sitting here for half an hour, and each time a skeleton comes down, the dog kills it, I get the XP. So you can see there, the XP comes right to me. I'm not doing anything. And that's why I ended up putting in the enchantment room here. Mainly because I was getting so much XP just even from building it. And then I put the anvil in there because the amount of stuff I was getting is just insane for bows. So I was actually combining bows and putting different enchantment pieces together. And it's actually how I got the bow that I have. Infinity Flame, Punch, Power 5, and Unbreaking 3. So I was basically combining all the bows, and you can see here all the arrows that I have, bones. I have cleared it out, but this is the thing I want to get the garbage disposal going for, because I have all this useless armor. I mean, even if I have people coming on to the server, new people coming on, I've got diamonds and diamond armor and iron armor. I have an iron golem farm, and it produces so much iron that I'd be stupid not to give people that. And to have enchanted gold armor is pointless. And same with the leather. You're better off to have leather. So I'd rather just get rid of it. I don't even know why I keep it. I guess I hope that maybe in like 1.9 they'll have a feature that they'll allow you to take the enchantments off of one piece of armor and put it onto a completely different style of armor. So take gold armor and take the enchantments off of that and put it onto iron. I think that would be a great feature. I don't think Dinnerbone will do it though. I think it's in here. Yeah, see, I'm working on another bow. So I've got Power 4, Punch 2, Unbreaking 3 so far. And I just keep waiting. And each time I just check in here and look for an Infinity or Power 3 and combine it and just keep going and going and going. The only annoying thing is sometimes these dogs, they tend to get in the way, and I'll let them attack. There, now sit down. And they'll follow you around, so if you don't make them sit, they'll actually, they'll spawn right next to you when you're back at the house, which is why you'll see back at the main spawn, there's like 5 or 6 random dogs sitting around. It's because I've forgotten to tell them to sit. And next thing you know, they're following me home, and I've got a bunch of random dogs sitting around. So that's why I'm always breeding them while I'm there too. Yeah, call it animal cruelty, whatever you want, but I've left them in deserts. I've left them on the other side of the ocean, and for some reason now they're stuck over on the other side of the ocean, and I'm not entirely sure why. They were okay going over there swimming, and then coming back they weren't exactly following, and they didn't just reappear when I got over 20 blocks away. So kind of strange, but whatever. And speaking of strange, alright, have fun staying there, piggy. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you guys as well, the steampunk house there that I built, it's not quite done. I think I told you guys before, and it's going to be a floating island, and I'll have a great big fan blade on it right here, just to kind of go more with the theme of the steampunk. What I want to do, just a basic tutorial on the slime block launcher. It's just a nice little thing to have. There's 2 different ways you can do it, the way I've done it here, or you can do it with pressure plates. So if you're trying to get up a mountain and you just kind of want to run and bounce, it's better to have the pressure plates. If you're trying to go through a 1 wide hole, it's better off to have the button. With the jukeboxes, I think it is, or even note blocks, I think they work. They're not movable. Furnaces, obsidian, you have to use one of those blocks, otherwise it'll end up basically pushing the block with it, which is why you have some of these random gaps around in this place here. But I'll give you guys just a basic tutorial on some of these smaller things, and then if you're interested, if you see some of the other bigger builds, I definitely don't mind doing the tutorial. The thing that I do differently though is I will be doing the tutorials in survival. So I won't be going into creative mode to build them. So if you guys want to see a tutorial, say on the Iron Golem farm, I will be building a second one. So that's the difference with me. I always found it to be a bit troublesome when I was on the PS3. You'd have somebody flying around and saying, yeah, put this here, put that there, and go over here and fly around, and then it's like, okay, where am I? And I get lost. So a 15-minute video would be like a 3-hour long process. And I figured if I could build it for you guys in survival, you'd be able to follow along and say, okay, I got to stack up 4 high at the back here, and I'm putting that piece of redstone there, I'm putting a torch here, putting a piston there. It would make it that much easier for you guys to follow. And if I ever did do some cut editing, because I know some of these builds, like the Iron Golem farm, because I did build it in 2 layers, it was probably a good 2.5, 3 hours worth of work. But you do get to see the whole process of how I actually get the thing to go into the whole process. Of how you get the water to sit where it is, where you put the ladders, where you put the signs, all that kind of stuff. I just think it'd be better for you guys to follow along, and it actually gives you a taste of how I actually do all my builds, because each and every one of these things that you see, I wasn't flying around to do. I actually was jumping up and down, stacking up dirt and whatnot just to get the get up higher or put things where they needed to be. So I actually came in here for a reason. I wanted to get some glass, and I think blue. Yes. This has been bugging me ever since I installed it. And I don't know why I didn't do this before. Just had these 2 pieces of random glass sticking out of the ground, and like, it bothered me. So yeah, if you do want tutorials on any of these things, like I've got the automatic wheat and bread farm, I've got the watermelon farm and the pumpkin farm, basically the same concept, you're just putting a different melon, and both work amazingly. You can see, got tons of everything. Sugarcane farm, that was done by Impulse. I've got the idea here. This setup here was sort of my idea. Got it from Impulse, Tango. I know Doc's done a few of these. I got the Infinite Breeder, both from Doc and Impulse SV, which is this setup here. I put them on the minecart though to stop the breeding, because it you get overloaded. I mean, you see I've already got 3 villagers there, and if you just let them keep going, they'll keep breeding and breeding and breeding and breeding, and you'll have a stack of villagers up there. Yeah, so if you need tutorials on any of this stuff, you just let me know what you like. And I even got a hopper minecart running around the perimeter of this, picking up any loose carrots that this guy forgets to pick up after he plants. So it used to be filled with potatoes, but I wanted to do an experiment and see how long it would take to switch over from potatoes to carrots. And I mean, he had quite a bit. You see I got quite a few potatoes in there, and now I've got 5.5 stacks of carrots. So yeah, I think that actually took approximately I think it was almost 3 weeks Minecraft time. So, but yeah, guys, let me know if you ever want to see any of these little redstone tutorials. Right now, this is broken. It's the sheep farm. Just got to, I tried adjusting the times on it, but the lava stays lit, burns all the drops, kills the sheep. Caden farm works. I actually had that hooked up to a hopper timer like it's supposed to be, but it was causing a lot of lag at the time because I had the cow cooker going as well. And like I said, there's over 100 cows in here, and that's the other thing I have an abundance of is a ton of beef. I cleared this out, but you can see it just fills up and goes nuts. A little bit further over here is the zombie farm, and it's the one that's broken. But give me 2 seconds, I'll bring you in once I get over there. It's just another maybe 50 blocks or 100 blocks. Just give me 2 seconds and I'll be right back. Alright, and I'm here at the zombie XP farm, the broken one I believe, because I have a second one. I ended up running into it the other day, but I didn't mark down the coords of where it was. And this one here, yeah, it uses the, yeah, this is the one that went into the cave. And see, it uses the same thing like the mob drop, but the setup here for when you hit the button for the lava, you got to hit the button twice because the lava keeps coming out. And you can see that's not good. So that's what's happened with that. You know, it has nothing to do with the delay, it's the mechanics right now. But the setup of that, basically all it is there's a glass up there hooked up to a sticky piston. You hit that lever there, lets these guys drop. And then the whole purpose of it, if you close that off, nothing else can fall down there. You hit this, and it was basically just meant to catch them on fire, and it would get them down to 1 or 2 hit punch, depending on with or without armor. But what it ended up doing is killing them all, because they had too long exposure to the fire. So now all it is giving you rotten flesh. It doesn't give you any of the drops or anything like that. So yeah, I ended up redesigning another one. Did basically the old mob evader, and takes them up 24 blocks, drops them. They're sitting there in 1-hit kills, and yeah, you get the XP from it at least. And I'm trying to find if there's an AFK version that I can get for it, but the dog game mechanics doesn't actually work with those. It only works with the skeletons. There is one that I did see that did involve the dogs, but it had to do with a beacon, and you had to have it on regen 2, I believe, because what would happen is you'd stand in the room and it would let the zombies out and attack you. Once you got hit by a zombie, the dogs would defend you and go and attack the zombie and kill it. The only thing is if you kept taking hits, you would lose hunger, you would lose your hearts, and eventually you would die. With the beacon on regen 2, it didn't matter if you were hungry or not. You would regen health fast enough that you wouldn't even die. You'd always be at full health, even while being attacked. I just need to find that again and see if it's something that's plausible. The next thing to do in the OverRealm for me, the next big project actually, is to basically redo this whole thing and terraform it. It used to be a big mountain here. I don't want the mountain back, but I want the stone gone. So I want it to be all grass. And then right along the waterfront, basically where the grass is here, I'd like it to be beach. And then from stone back, I'd like it to be grass. And then just have little pathways in gravel and dirt and mossy cobble leading to each one of the different farms, just to purify it and make it look good. And if you wonder where I get all my my good enchantments from, it's because of the villagers that I'm trading with. I've basically bred and selected, so I've got like Aqua Affinity and where is it? Aqua Affinity. I've got Depth Strider. I've got guys that I can trade Rotten Flesh for emeralds. See, so Silk Touch. I've had Lure, and Depth Strider 3 was one of the better ones that I had. So I keep all these around. Actually, the I think I got a couple armors here. Yeah, one's the armor, and he was trading out Projectile Protection 4 and Unbreaking 3. So for 16 emerald, which wasn't that bad, you trade off like, I don't know, 5 stacks of zombie flesh, and you'd get your 16 emeralds. Yeah, it was a pretty fair trade, I'd say. And that's how I was getting all my really awesome enchantments, even before I even had diamonds, which was really cool. One guy was doing a diamond pickaxe with Unbreaking on it. Then I ended up getting a villager with Efficiency 4. And you get a couple of Efficiency 4 books, and you put them on an anvil, and you have Efficiency 5. So that's where I ended up getting my Unbreaking 3, Efficiency 5, Fortune 3 pick, and Efficiency 5, Unbreaking 3. Same thing with the shovel and the axe. I can tear through anything. I even put Self-Touch and Unbreaking on my shears. Yeah, I like the shears having the Self-Touch on it. I heard some place that it well, it's actually good for getting cobweb. That's the best thing for it. But I heard that you can actually break trees with it and it won't actually take damage. I'd have to check into that and see if that's actually true. Maybe what I'll do is a experimentational video and see if it actually is true, because if it is, I mean, that's going to be a pretty cheap tool. Just looking at the dog over there. I don't know if he's dying or not, but he's wedged into the stairs. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode today. I'll see if I can find the coordinates to the zombie farm that I had. I have a feeling it's somewhere over near the Skelly farm in the desert that I showed you. And yeah, like I said, some tutorials will be coming out. Just going to do a few basic ones on the garbage dispenser or disposal system and the slime door, because those are two really cool builds, really functional, easy stuff to do in survival. It's not anything where you need 300 pistons and all that kind of jazz. The garbage disposal is one sticky piston, one red torch, one piece of redstone, and a button, and a piece of glass. Or you don't even need the glass, just a solid block. And you don't even need the obsidian, as long as it's a block that won't burn. So I mean, it's a real simple build. I think it's let's see, 3, 6, 7, might be 10 blocks in total. So very easy build. Same with the iron golem farm. With the exception of the doors, you're talking 40 doors. So that's 6 planks per door. 40 doors, that's 240 planks. So you are going to be cutting down quite a few trees to get the doors. But aside from that, it's really easy to build. You're only 12 blocks off the ground. So even when you got up to the actual peak where the glass is there, I think you're only 17 blocks off the ground. So when you when you fall off the top of the building and you hit the ground, it's not instant death. So that was the nicest thing, because I did fall off a few times. It just made it nice, because I built the one up in the nether, and I fell off of that at least 30-40 times, and every time I died. And since you can't sleep in the nether, you always spawn back in the overworld, and then you gotta run all the way back, and it's just a pain, especially after your 10th time. So that was actually a really easy build. It didn't take too many resources to build, and the inside, since I was close to the water, it was easy to actually get the water going. You build an infinite water source inside. To get the villagers up there, all it is from the infinite villager system, I took the minecart track and ran it up a dirt hill and basically just pushed them in. So that was pretty simple. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I know it's just a quick little short one, not too much details, but again, I'll get into some of the redstone tutorials maybe next week. Take care, and we'll see you soon, guys.